What's up? Doing a live. Coming at you from the garage on the Impala. Yeah. So, go ahead and just get the Impala there. And it's an Impala. We'll go ahead and get that in view here. I'll go ahead and crack one. It's just a soda. Just a soda. Let's see if some people jump on here and we'll go over some stuff with the Impala. Oh boy. Do I ever love summer. Summertime. Hanging out, playing Nintendo. Man, what is that? All right, so can you guys hear me okay? I hope so. I hope so. Leave a comment on what you guys are doing tonight. Good pop sound. Listen to the strong arms. Ready? Ta-da! Beautiful. Okay. So, of course, I'm on my phone. If you guys hadn't figured that out, I'm out hanging out in the garage. It's Angus. There's a motor. Of course, it's not in yet because I'm waiting on parts. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Don't you worry. Been doing a lot of garage cleaning, so didn't really make a good video today. But hey, you got to do that sometimes. So I figured I've only gone live one other time. Why not go live? Because I can. Because it's cool. So I'm gonna go over some stuff here, just general stuff. I'll go over the mods that I've gotten done on the Impala. Maybe you'll pick some stuff up, maybe you won't. I'll go in depth and explain them, and we'll see if, yeah, I don't know, just interact with you guys. If you got any questions, drop them in there. More than happy to answer what I can. Don't know what you don't know, but you do know what you do know. Write that down. It's going to be in a book. All right, let's get into the Impala stuff. So right here, of course, you guys, if you've been watching my channel, you know that I got some stuff, some modifications done on the Impala. Started off, it was a stock 1995 Chevy Impala. I think I got it with like 136,000 miles, something like that. Got it in May 2012. Second owner. I do have all the original paperwork from it. It was bought from Bill Seif Chevrolet down in Wayland, Michigan. So, yeah, engine compartment. It's popped open. Let's go over the mods that I got done to this LT1. LT space 1. If you were to blow that thing apart on the inside, nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's all stock inside. So, funny story, my first one that I got was a little hyped up. Had some, I think, Trick Flow LT4 aluminum Corvette heads on it. They were ported polished, and I blew that one up because I was just a young kid and, yeah, blew it up. So, got the motor rebuilt, and the guy who rebuilt it was like, dude, you got some specialty heads on here. I was like, oh, I didn't know. He's like, yeah, these are special heads. They had the roller rockers, and then, you know, it sounded really cool in the valve train and whatnot when it was running, but this one, stock. Kind of wanted it stock because all the issues that I ended up having with that one, I wanted more reliability, reliabilize. But what I did want was a decent sounding exhaust. So I got headers. Bought hooker headers. They're the ceramic coated ones. I got those from Street Trends. I do have the export pipes and then the hooker catback exhaust. That is the aero chamber mufflers you guys saw in that video I did a couple days ago. So I put those on. I got some mix of MSD spark plugs and some cheap ones that I got off of Rock Auto. AC Delcos for my plugs. That's actually going to get changed up. I got video coming on that with changing that up. Deleted home plate. You got the big giant boop plate thing here. Deleted home plate. And it had this little plug, so I got the plug. That is the stock elbow. And then first base is right here. Deleted that, and I got this cold air intake, which was the other thing that people Swiss cheese and do whatever. I deleted on that and got this K&N cold air intake. Works really nice. I'm happy with it. The other thing that I did, which I was recently getting talked to about, was the coolant bypass. Now, the coolant bypass, the theory is this hose right here, the overflow, comes into, you know, that little spot down in there where I got it nubbed off. Flows through your intake, comes all the way back out through here, and then down here, where you can see it goes back into a little metal pipe back there. It used to come off of here and elbow right here into there. So what you do is you take this and you just plumb that hose in there. Various different fittings, whatever. I think I just use those style clamps, hose clamps, whatever you got. Because the factory pincher style like this really wasn't cutting it for me. So snip that, snip the other one, ran it over there. Boom. Theory is now I don't have coolant running through my intake. You get colder intake temperatures and then more horsepower, allegedly. So that flows back to the back of the block and then cycles through from there. It's kind of where the steam ports are on the LS. But yeah. So then I added these fuel cover rails. I had the Corvette ones previously, but these are just simple. They just pop off, and where your home plate sits, it's got a big bracketry that sits up there that just unbolts. And then your fuel rail right there, your fuel lines and stuff, that can just get fastened with the hardware that comes with it. Same thing with the Corvette ones. On an LT1 for a Vet, they hook on the same way. They have similar type fittings and whatnot, but I opted for these because I'd never seen anyone that had them. And I had the Corvette ones, and I actually, on my old Impala, sanded them flat. They were black, painted them dark cherry to match the paint, and then I put the logo on them. So that was kind of unique. I also painted the tube on that. I didn't do it on this one because, I don't know, whatever. So, beyond that, what else did I do to this thing? Not much. It's pretty stock. Had to have the AC pump replaced. because that wasn't working, and I wanted to have cold ACs. So that was replaced. They did some other stuff, and I don't know, that was about 10 years ago now. Moving on to drivetrain. You can't really tell, but I do have 383 Detroit Locker rear end. I had the rear end rebuilt. So stock 308 was not very good. It was blown out. Posi wasn't working on it, so had it rebuilt, and now we got 383s, and of course it does two-wheel peels now, but I don't know, kind of howls. Speedometer's off a little bit, ABS lights on because of it. Yeah, I didn't get that any of that kind of recalibrated. So moving back to mass airflow sensor, and I apologize for jumping back and forth. Other little simple thing, there's a little screen inside here, and I actually have one. Let me show you. On a mass airflow for the LS sitting on the shelf here. That screen right there inside the one in the car, I knocked that out, get more airflow, you know, 0.27597 horsepower. Everything adds up in a 4,200 pound car. But that was all knocked out of there. What else have I done to it? Just basic maintenance stuff. Cooling fan blew up. Changed that out. Nothing too fancy. Breakage. Slotted rotors, drilled. You know the deal. There they are. All the way around. And I put these emblems on. They didn't come factory. And they were red, white, and blue. Over the years, the paint has kind of faded off of them. And I kind of just keep polishing them up. And I think the black inside the flag on the side looks pretty decent, because this was all red, white, like the 58 Impala was. You know, I just left it and peeled it off, and here it is. So slick. You don't see a lot of stuff like that around. Of course, you know me, I've always said I was lazy, and yeah, it works out. Other than that, we did the light upgrade. You guys have seen the headlights, interior lights, tail light, lips, you know, all them. Those are bright. I like them. Did a dim. Is that a dim? A dim? Double dim? Yeah, stock radio's gone. That is a old school Pioneer touchscreen GPS. So that was, I don't know what it came out of, but modified that here last year. It works all right. I should upgrade it, but whatever. It was cheap enough on Facebook. Other than that, you know, some speakers, nothing major. Just replace a stock driver's side doors, 6x9s in the rear. Sony Explodes, I think. They do good. So yeah, it's kind of the Impala in a nutshell. I mean, it's bone stock. Where did I put my drink? There it is. Drink. But yeah, she's pretty much stock. I think quarter mile, probably 15.1, 15.3, somewhere in that ballpark if I had to get on it. I mean, it's not fast by today's standards by any means, but what do you do? I mean, like I said, it's a 4,200 pound car. Yeah, I guess some wish list items that I do have. Debating. I want to drop one of those in there. Everyone's doing an LS though. No one's sticking with the LT1. Could do a stroker. But then you stroker it and it, you know, does all stroker things. But it's the same thing because it's the same motor. It's just 383 instead of 350. Or the other thing I thought about doing, throwing some nitrous at this and just blowing it up. Because, you know, why not? Because that'll happen. Oh, let me address this too really quick. Let me flip this. So the other part of upgrade I did, they got this little breather back here on the valve cover, and it's in there. The K&N one, it's supposed to go where that little hole is right there, and the tube runs for the air pump, and that's where you get your fresh air for. I just took it and stabbed it in there and recently replaced it, because that's where your PVC goes, and it comes through and up through right here. But this is just blocked off. It's just a vacuum. Yeah, you can block that off and it'll work fine. Otherwise, leave your PVC tubey on there and it'll succulate from there. And you got to remember, guys, these engines, they're an air pump and they got to breathe. So the more you let them breathe, the better. And with all the junk pumping out of there, I didn't want it coming into my intake, because that was what was gumming up my idler air control. So I just let it breathe out the atmosphere. I did buy a catch can, and I'm debating on putting a catch can on this, running like some of the braided steel line and putting it up here and doing something cool up here with a breather and whatnot. But I haven't gotten to that point, because you gotta, I don't know, make science happen and do stuff. And I don't know if I want to have it go that way and come around and put it up front on this side. I don't know. It's kind of big. Let me show you. It's my parts container. It's this honking thing, and it's got one of the filters that would go on the top. But yeah, I just don't know a good spot to really put it, because there's already some stuff around here. So I thought about, hey, why not just do down here? But you know, it's there. Maybe that's even upside down. I don't know. I had to build some brackets. But yeah, it's an oil catch can. I got it off eBay. I think eBay, Amazon. But the point is everything that pumps out of your engine, condensation, you know, oil, moisture, whatever, it'll go through there, because it's an air pump, go through your hose, get caught into this, and then breathe out. And you don't get oil spatters and everything like what we had on Power Tour, where we were getting oil seeping out from there and burning off on the headers, because, you know, you might get a fire. You don't want to get a fire, because that would be bad. So yeah, what else we got going on? Nothing. Jeez. Gotta be boring today. So, as you can see, upcoming video, going to be focused on Angus. Didn't do much. I got to still get underneath here. I got to get that transmission, I don't know, the brace taken off. I got to drop the fuel tank on it. Get all the new fuel lines plumbed in and whatnot. You know, all the fun LS stuff. Still waiting on my motor mount, so those just got ordered the other day, and says there's quite a back order on them. So, you know, step on the ladder, because why not? Let's see. Someone asked how long have I had this car. I had this car since 2012, and I am the second owner. Got all the original paperwork from the guy I bought it from. He purchased it brand new in, I think it was late 95, and took his family on road trips. He kept it bone stock. I did all the little mods that we went over here. But yeah, he just was a cruiser. He put, like I said, 136,000 on it or so, and that's when I purchased it. Kept up on all the maintenance records, oil changes, you name it. I got a whole thick stack of paperwork done, and he took it to the dealer to get it done. So it's been driven all of its life in Michigan. He stored it in the winter. I stored it in the winter, so it's pretty rust-free, minus it's dusty and dirty, but yeah. Yeah, it's nice to be a second owner on a car and keep it going, because then you know the history and goes on. I do still have the other headlights. I'm kind of debating. I got these headlights. I'm not happy with the way that they're fitting in here. This one squeaks when I go down the road. It doesn't squeak that loud, but it squeaks, and I'm not too happy with it, and they're kind of loose. So my adjustments fiddling around on this whole thing. I might pop the old ones back in with the LEDs, but don't know. So anyway, let's get back to Angus here. Yeah, she's waiting for this transplant right here. Did find the drive shaft. I do got to get the drive shaft all straightened up, figured out, cut to size. Those are tires for the Impala, the other ones. That's my seat. Here's the inside. I mean, I got all my parts and pieces for it in here that I've been accumulating. But yeah, look at this thing. This thing is relatively rust-free. I don't know if it had rockers or whatever done, or if it's an original truck, but man, it's clean. I did notice over there, I was looking at it the other day, it looks like a little bit of a lip. Yeah, I know there's a little bit of rust on it, but it's not too terrible. I mean, listen how the doors close. I mean, they're straight. Cab corners here, they are solid. Rockers, solid. I mean, it's pretty solid. Bondo here, guy tried filling the holes in, and then there's a rust spot right there. But a couple patch panels, it won't be nothing. Other side's the same way. I think he was trying to do some custom stuff to it because the drip rails look like they've been shaved too, like Bondo through there. So I'm gonna have to get in here at some point and make sure that doesn't take a poop. But I was noticing that it's got these little plugs right here, and these plugs, I think they probably put the rust converter, preventer junk in there and sprayed it down in there. So we'll see. Let's see here. Is Angus a possibility for 2023 Power Tour? Yes. Yes, he is. Granted, that thing doesn't go kaboom, because this is a junkyard LS. But yeah, that is my goal, is to try to get this done for Power Tour next year. We'll see. Still got a long ways to go. What I'd like to accomplish is get this, of course, running here by the end of summer. Maybe, probably do a lot of burnouts and pull it out. I'd like to get Bert in here and do some body work over the winter, put the Impala in storage. Or it'll be this, depends. I kind of want to keep Angus looking raggedy like this for the first year or so. Make it like an old school railroad truck, I guess. Put some, railroad logos on it. I don't know, I got those magnets right there, but do something to have it look like it just came off of the field and it was out working on the railroad somewhere, and guys just LS swapped it, and here we go. Way you go. So yeah, that's kind of the goal for Angus. Hopefully up and running next year, or for next year, actually by the end of this summer, and be bombing around in it. But got a lot to do. Fuel sending unit, I got to figure that, drop the tank, figure out the rear end situation with the drive shaft and whatever. So yeah. So what are you guys doing tonight? Anything fun, cool, exciting? I'm just kind of hanging out in here because I'm trying to kill some time. Drinking a cool pop. Soda. Water? No. Pop. Poppy. So let's talk about this guy. It's bits and pieces. You've probably seen the cab in the background quite often. I was going to be fixing on this last winter, and I never got around to it, so that's why it's in the garage. This thing is rough. Needs a lot of work. Rockers, floor pans. Everything. It's got good glass. It's got a title. That's a plus. All the other parts are sitting on the trailer. I got the rear axle out of Angus yesterday and popped it up there, but bits and pieces. Let's just go like this because it might be sitting here for a while. I'd like to just throw this thing back together and just drive it. Wood truck, 4-wheel drive, bombing around truck, heat, windows, whatever. Because it's not the greatest, but who knows? It's here it sits. At least the cab's inside. The glass stays nice. But it's got a lot of good parts on it. I mean, it's decent blower motor. I mean, the firewall is solid. Most of the time, these firewalls rot out through here. I think Angus is decent, but yeah, that one's covered with all that tar and everything. I don't know why they did that, but Bert, where the heater core is, just was all rotted to hell. I had to go rebuild that whole thing last year, and it was not fun, but hey, I think GM attempted by doing that, and it really didn't work out. But so yeah, here we are. I think that's probably going to wrap up this one because I don't know, it's killing time, doing things in the garage, spinning because it's cool. Not really. I got a free paint rack the other day. Put your paint on there or your paper and your tape. Side of the road. Some guy was just throwing it away. I'm like, what? Mine. So, thanks everyone for tuning in and watching. I'm going to try to do these lives a couple more times during the month. If you guys like them, leave a comment, subscribe, share, do stuff, do the things, ding the bell so you get notifications so you can see when I go live. I don't know. You guys want to see other stuff? I've got a train layout in the basement. That's not really car related, but... So anyway, that's going to do it. Thanks everyone for watching. See ya.